Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. And we got a touchy one for you today. But before we get into all of that, you know what time it is, man. Zoe's got a shout out.
You know what time it is. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for coming with us on this journey. And I would like to shout out to all the people out there that's listening. And we want to give a special shout out to those future guests that we're going to have on this show. So Bert, Brian, all y'all, we waiting for y'all. Let's get it.
So this week, we're going to be talking about, do you vote your self-interest or the interest of the whole? So strap in. Let the Kings talk about it. All right, good people, and welcome back to another edition of Kingly Conversations, man. Of course, as I am every single week, I am Alan.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Twan, a.k.a. Twan. It's your boy. You know what time it is. Bum, 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 bum.
Bum, bum. It's your friend, your mentor, Calvin D. Hill.
All right, so basically, I mean, what I was, the question that I was asking, and generally speaking, I know most people's answer. Actually, I don't know most people's answer because I don't think most people know their own answer. Is, do you vote your own self-interest or do you vote the interest of society at large? When I say the whole, I mean society at large. And what had me thinking about this, so in Virginia, for several years, on the ballot was a measure that if you were a 100% permanent and total disabled veteran, that came with some certain perks from the state where you would not have to pay.
I definitely voted for that.
Real estate taxes and some other stuff. And so the question was always, okay, well, the question for me at least was, because the state has to make up that tax deficit. So where the money coming from? So if we vote this measure in, delegates, where is the money coming from for that? Or should I just vote for it because I can take advantage of it? So then it started me thinking, well, do most people vote for the interest of the whole or just their own self-interest? I mean, I know the answer is really their own self-interest, but...
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. It's been a
Look, no, for me, it depends on my situation at the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. In the past, I voted in favor of the people I was working for. So whoever benefited the people that I was working for, that's who I voted for. In the past, this was 10, 15 years ago.
I mean, I do recall when we were deployed that a bunch of people voted based on what president was going to give them a raise.
That's how most people do. They say, okay, this person's going to help me economically. This person's going to help me with whatever benefits I got. This person's going to help me with my student loans. This person's going to help me with my whatever, yada, yada, yada. Whatever they want to lie to you about. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, whatever they lie to you about. Yeah.
That's my thing.
So for me personally, I definitely vote in self-interest as far as what I have planned in the near future and the future in general. So I definitely do it for self-interest, not only for myself but for my family as well. So all the same for me.
I try to vote the interest of the whole because my mindset is I'm gonna be all right either way. Mm-hmm. Because for the most part, in terms of at least presidential elections, ain't a president really affected me one way or the other. But that's also because once you get to, and this is not, I'm just saying this as matter of factly. Once you get to a certain level of income, most of this stuff don't matter. Mm-hmm. It really, for your day to day. Now, what does matter is what's going on locally. Mm-hmm. But in terms of nationally, once you get to, I would say probably above $60,000 to $70,000 a year in income, whether that's personally, sometimes household. A lot of the stuff that is being talked about as national policy really doesn't. Like, it might affect your tax rate, but outside of that, it don't affect you.
That's a good point. Do y'all follow local politics, government?
Some,
as far as what's going on in our area immediately.
Like
I do.
I follow Chesapeake.
I follow Suffolk. Well, I follow
that
Virginia, but I also follow. But you also got to follow Virginia as a whole as well.
I don't go to.
Well, I do.
To be perfectly honest, to say I know the people and actually like take the time to go to the rally and actually go. And
I ain't going to
participate.
rally.
No, you don't. No, I participate. I actually participate.
I ain't going to rally.
I just educate myself.
I do. I actually like to know where I am, the people in the city. Mm-hmm. So the city, that's what I call them, the people that work for the city.
Yeah. So
I can kind of know what's going on and how it affects me.
The heartbeat of the city.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I'm just
friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Send me the notes.
Yeah, I'm like Allie.
I ain't coming to your rally.
Let me get the.
I don't necessarily, because I don't know if I want to be seen at your rally.
And I found out that's somewhat a thing, but.
What's the thing? I missed it. What?
Because it's like some people say, "Oh, you were with these people or this candidate."
So that's your views. That's what you go with.
Yeah. No, it's not. And actually, I'm just there to learn a little bit.
Well,
but if they already lying to you,
I ain't worried about. What
I may as well read the notes. Unless you if you get some personal one-on-one time with them or something.
But that's where you go. Yeah. Like the town halls and stuff.
Town halls are not rallies. Yeah.
The last one they did in Chesapeake at the high school was pretty good because they didn't do it like they normally do it. They had it more of an open forum and you can kind of go around table to table. And so that's how I got like personal contact with certain people and able to sit down with them and actually say, okay, what are you doing about XYZ in this community? What are you doing about over here? What's the plan in the next 5, 10, whatever years in Chesapeake? What's happening? Because I want to know this level. Now on the next level, maybe one day, but I gotta start. I gotta start where I am. I can't just. I feel like I would learn. I could.
Governor Hill, let's go.
No, I joke about it, but if I did become a millionaire, I would try. I would try one time.
Try for city council.
No, I would joke. No joke.
City council is cool. Why not? That's the ground root of your local area.
I mean, the problem is coming in the door and getting governor probably ain't gonna happen for most people because they're like, who are you?
Right.
As long as you got the money for the campaigns, baby.
Hey man, listen. After this election, after all this foolishness going on, if you got money or you can raise money, nothing can stop you. Nothing. I don't care what you do. Well, you can be a full blown felon. Nothing can stop you.
No. Listen,
I don't care.
That's only partially true.
If you got money,
only partially true.
If you
that ain't true. You know how I know it ain't true? You can do
everything but shoot somebody.
You know how I know it ain't true? Because it depends on your skin tone.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Because
I identify as a white male.
Hey, listen, when I was watching that interview with
I'm joking.
With Vivek Ramaswamy. And she straight told him, like, I like some of your policies, I like this, I like that, but I wouldn't vote for you because you Indian. I was like,
hey man, but
I don't even know why you're in that party, bro.
No, but that's a thing.
Oh, I know that's the thing.
Everybody know it. It's just like, no, your skin color doesn't matter now. No, yes it does.
Yes, it definitely does.
If you got green, it helps, but it still matters.
It does matter.
It's sad but true, and you listeners know that too.
Because I was like, well, at least she's saying the quiet part out loud, but she's saying really the out loud part out loud.
Right.
Because she just said, hey, straight up, you had at least with me as a voter, you had no shot because you were Indian.
Right. You don't gotta be subtle.
I don't care.
When it comes to politics, should you be subtle, or does it,
you know what's funny? Who broke my mindset about that?
Who?
Roy. Roy is in Phoenix.
Politics.
Yeah.
And heavy in politics. And he said, no, Calvin, go in there and walk heavy as possible. Like, say everything you think is edgy, they love it. Mm-hmm. They want you to come in and say, these white people been treating me wrong for the last. Talk about it. Say it loud. And they love it. And I'm sitting here like, come on, bro.
You thought she was going to be like.
Come on, bro.
No, but the thing of it is, these days, people really do want to know where you stand on every issue. And you better have an opinion on all of them. Even if it's an issue and you ain't got an opinion on, you better form one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, because if you ask me, well, how long should your lawn be? Man, I don't even care about that. Like, we got more important things to deal with. But,
so with this election coming up, how y'all feel about it? How y'all in this two-party system?
I feel like we just need to abolish this two-party system. Just burn it to the ground.
I'm looking forward to it.
You looking forward to it?
I like the spectacle about it, Just
the whole
back
show.
and
It
forth.
just look like
It's a
somebody
show.
playing a movie.
Yeah.
They're touring with y'all.
Yeah, and it's on my local
Make it
channel,
look
so I ain't got to pay for cable. It's entertaining.
The only problem, I think sometimes, I will say, at least in terms of like a presidential election, there can be far-reaching ramifications. But again, if you need to deal with like federal judges, then yes, the president also matters for you. Mm-hmm. Now, I ain't running no cocaine or nothing, so I probably won't really ever deal with a federal judge. But I'm just saying, but those judges, as we have seen with them striking down Roe v. Wade, those federal judges can have an effect on you depending on who you are and where you live. So, there is that. So there is that part of it where, especially since a lot of these appointments are appointments until they pat you in the face with a shovel, that's when I don't think there should be any type of lifetime appointments. But who am I? I'm just a cog in the system.
I believe
Go ahead.
that everybody vote counts.
I don't. But okay.
I'm being very facetious. I don't.
I think
do y'all believe that every vote counts when it comes to voting
for the presidency? I think the electoral college at the end of the day votes for the president.
Well, can I be real with y'all? I am more concerned about on the local level than I am on the national level.
Local level just doesn't get the level of coverage.
Attention, right.
Because like the last time we had city council, I had to go to every person's website and look them up.
Exactly what I had to do, bro.
To see, or actually, and some of them didn't even have it. So I was pulling like News Channel 3 or Virginia Pilot was at the town hall or something like that, and they had the answer to the questions. And I'm like, ooh, definitely not you, because they supposed, at least here locally, you're supposed to run unaffiliated with a party, but that seems to have gone out the window.
Yeah, they do definitely claim a side when it comes to local.
Gang.
I will say one time when the election locally comes up, I do, like Alan said, go to the websites and just try to find information on them as far as what their policies are and what their beliefs are. Why? Hey man, my hand is shaking over here, bro. So there was one gentleman.
I know more than a few people like this.
So he was running for council, and it was showing that he owed back pay and child support, and he was behind on it, and he was still running to be city in the seat, bro. Like, how do you expect me to vote for you?
And this was in Stuffland, or this was when y'all was in
that was Portman. Portsmouth.
Who said, do you trust the system?
I put that down.
All of them.
Oh, well, I did.
Well, here's my philosophy. Here's my philosophy in a two-party system. In a two-party system, only the system wins.
That's definitely yep. I can certainly see that. It's just
I don't know. That's on a national level. I get that. I get that.
And that's unfortunately is becoming the problem is, and I don't, the thing of it is now I don't know what the next 100 years are going to bring, but I don't know that I see the two-party system surviving as it has for another 100 years, because even in the last 100 years, the Republicans have moved to the right and the Democrats have moved to the left, or the Democrats have gotten progressive and the Republicans have gotten conservative, when it used to be the other way around. But that changed in the 60s and 70s. So I don't know what we're gonna have. I really would like to see more parties. Instead of it being a two-party system, I would like to see, not necessarily something exactly like Britain has, but I would like to see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parties, and I would like to see people have to. I really would have to like to have everybody run as an independent, but that ain't gonna happen. Because I just feel like your policy stances, what you want to push as policy, you should have to stand on that and not stand with a party on that.
But that's the only way you're getting in.
That is the only way you're getting in these days. And if you run independent, you got a hard road to.
You're not making it.
You might make it locally.
You make it locally, but
you might make it on city council. Yeah. I mean, the problem is it's kind of like, okay, so I look at it kind of like independent is kind of like non-denominational churches. Like you still in a denomination, bruh. You teaching, like you still like, you still lean in a direction.
Jesus.
You just saying you not like, oh, we non-denominational over here. Man, but these seem to be Baptist teachings. So
exactly.
But you not like this, like you independent, but these seem to be very progressive things that you got going on here. So, I'm just like, or they seem to be very like you want everybody to own a gun and have 17 of them in a safe in the front yard. In the front yard being key. Got to have it in the front yard.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know that I think sometimes people or like the one person in Arizona that ran as a Democrat and then flipped to the other party. I was like,
that was crazy.
I was like, that shouldn't even be allowed.
But he said
it's so crazy. Like when you looking at stuff and history repeats itself, and then you look at some of the things that people have said in the past, and then they fast forward to today, and it's totally opposite of what they were saying then. And right now, they change their opinion and views because it benefits them at the moment.
Grifters gonna grift, man.
Yeah, I mean.
So now it's one thing if your views have evolved.
No, they didn't evolve.
But
it was a total switch.
I can get in an office because these people too stupid.
I don't like this person because they trash, and then
I'ma hook up with them.
But the crazy thing, look, they've been doing it since the country's found them. Now this is. Obviously, they took some poetic license, but even in the play Hamilton, and you can go look it up.
But
so there was a guy named Aaron Burr who really did switch parties to run against somebody else because he couldn't get the nomination in his own party. So he switched parties to run against them, and it's like, what?
So my question, real quick, I know it's off topic, but. So did he change his policies as well when he did that?
He just switched parties. He would at the time he was a Federalist, and he switched parties to be a Democratic Republican because that's what the party was called at the time. It was called the Democratic Republicans, and he ran against the Federalists. But it's like last week though, you was just with him. You was just at the party last week.
It's just like saying, well, I don't like that guy, but as soon as he asked me to be vice president, oh yeah, I like him.
Oh, you talking about Mr. Change My Name Vance over there? Talking about Mr. Change My Name Vance? Yeah. That's crazy. That is brazy. But so this is the problem is it ain't new. Like it's been going on this way since the 1700s. I think now people are just more aware that it's happening because you have more information that you can pull on people. Like it's harder to hide what you did in the past now.
Do y'all follow politics now?
I don't. Not like that. Other than local, like I said, the people I deal with.
I follow it. I mean,
I follow it, but I will say it has become draining to the point where I don't want to follow it the way that I used to.
It almost to
because
me,
of the spectacle behind it.
It's a spectacle. It's a show. I think it's a slap in the face to the American people.
Oh, we looking crazy out here too.
We look very ignorant right now, and it's like somebody the expression they playing in your face. No, they playing in our face, and nobody's.
And I think
the people in power are not saying anything.
It's like a train out with no brakes.
I think
I think it's intentional. I think it's intentional.
They cut the brake lines.
I think they doing this on purpose, man. It's sad.
I think the problem comes in because there's something up here like, do you vote based on facts? The problem now is they make it so difficult to even find out the facts,
the truth.
And since the people that the facts are about are generally not pushing back against things that are not facts, at least not initially, because there's been, and I've heard it since. Anyway, but because the thing of it is, all information is available, readily available for people that want to look it up. But I find that most people would rather just let somebody else tell them what the information said instead of actually looking up the information for themselves.
I'm sorry. Like, even and what you said, following up on that, what you just said, it's difficult now, even if you're looking up the information, because it's oversaturated with a lot of fact.
Yeah, well, that's like we talked about before. You have to know how to look, and most people aren't trained in how to look. I mean, because you have to learn journalism now to figure out when somebody is lying to you. Because the lies are subtle. Now, sometimes the lies are right there in your face. Like, you scroll to the bottom of the webpage and it literally says it's a satire website. But sometimes it's like, because you can look. Now, there are services. Mm-hmm. The problem is you got to pay for them. But there are services that will collate the non-biased news sources. But I would say,
that's another thing. You got to, as far as the sources and what you're watching, because if you watching for example, CNN versus Fox, you're going to get two different outlooks or just perspectives on what's going on.
For sure. And I don't even know that either one of them is good.
Exactly.
But I mean, at least currently, you can still, in the United States, you can still somewhat trust PBS to try to stay on that middle line, but don't nobody watch PBS.
So what I do is I go back and forth between the two, just so I can, based on what I've seen from both, I can take the information they're given and do research on that on both sides. That way, I'm educated. I don't know, man. It's just for me. I want to be. I don't care if you Republic, Independent, Democrat, whatever I'm more focused on policies and things of that nature versus the actual person themselves, because I know they just part of the machine versus as far as the person that we're voting for, especially on a national level. Mm-hmm. But locally is slightly different because some of them actually live out here locally, and you got some that came from out of state and now they want to be a senator and they come over here from different areas and want to be a part of it. Yep. And they don't know anything about the culture or the history of the place that they're running for. They just want the position. But anyway, that's something else. That's on another topic.
that's always the problem. Everything, they've made it so difficult to figure out what is true and not true. And like Calvin said, I think that's by design. Now, whose design is always a question. But I think that is
God's
by design.
plan.
Oh my gosh,
man! Cue the music.
Well, if we're, I mean, it had to be allowed, right? Anyway,
Hear the music. Nah, ain't no God's plan.
it's the only way that we can finally snuff out. You know, that's the other thing that's crazy, right? Like, listen, and this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, Calvin. It's just stuff that I find odd, right? Like, it's literally people that's like, we need to like find the Antichrist and take him out. Like,
No.
if you believe what it
God.
says, you're not gonna be like, that's not gonna happen.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's sad.
Or you got other people that's trying to force like, you can't force the timeline. Like, the timeline is what it already is. Like, you don't know.
Right.
Don't nobody know.
Interpretation.
No.
It's just so wild though, because it's usually the crazies that are trying to do it. It's like, but why? Like, why are you trying to force the thing you can't force?
First of all, you're not gonna call my people crazy, all right? We just think differently.
All right, they ain't crazy.
It's y'all.
They brazy.
No.
It's not them.
You don't know no better.
I just be because I'm sure you know John Hagee.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that dude crazy.
Who?
I always thought he was crazy, but then he just been, as he get older, he just more and more certified.
I think it's old age. A lot of stuff that you see.
But I wonder.
Situation like that
Sometimes
is-
I wonder
is
if it was
old
like
age.
you wanted. This is what you like. You lose your filter with old age.
You do,
Like, this is
because
who you
and I
was.
understand now. I'm starting to somewhat get a glimpse of why. Because the older, then this is a whole nother topic. The older you get,
The less
the
sensitive
less
you become.
Not just that, but you're not overly concerned about how people feel, and you're not looking to waste a bunch of time with fluff and flair.
And true colors.
No,
No, I don't know who you're talking about. So
no, it's just
I'm
in
clueless.
general. In general, the older you get, and this has nothing to do with the topic. It's just the older you get, people stop caring whether your feelings are validated. I don't need your feelings validated. I need you to hear what I said and you take it.
That's the old way.
But that's what happens as you get older. You stop. Some people. You stop holding back, and really, the older you get, you start holding back.
I must be the Benjamin Button of emotions right
and
now.
No, man.
But now today, now you just looking crazy.
Yeah, and that's why you look crazier than ever, because you stop holding back. People got accustomed to you being this way, but when you changed, and everybody all of a sudden is like, oh, where does
He just old and senile.
No. I'm telling you, they know exactly what they're doing. They know, unless they got dementia or some kind of health issue. No, they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're saying. They said it on purpose. If it hurt your feelings, they meant to hurt your feelings. Get over it.
That reminds me of something.
Hey man, I'm serious. Look, I'm dealing with one. I'm dealing with one. I keep trying to tell people.
There was
The same person I know. Oh no, they old, they sick. Nope, same person I know.
Make America great again.
But I don't think people like are looking for signs.
No, they don't want to see him. They want to get
that's
hustled.
exactly what it is. They like,
You want to get hustled. You want to
what?
get you want to get slapped across your
Let me
face.
paint this
You
red
wanna-
flag green
you want
real
this.
quick.
That's what you get.
Let me put some paint on
They
this
told
flag.
you. They told you up front.
Excuse
And
me,
I,
sir.
like you said, the red flags are there. The people
Yeah.
told you up front. This is what.
I'm crazy. Nah, I ain't crazy.
No, you crazy. You just told you were crazy. You don't
I'm
wanna believe it.
crazy. Nah, I ain't crazy.
I've been trying to tell folks for years they ain't want to listen.
They don't want to listen.
Exactly. I've been telling y'all for 40 years I ain't had no sense.
Stop
And you just figured it out now that
Yeah.
I'm 75? I ain't had no sense since I was 30.
All right, man. But yeah, go out there and vote,
man.
y'all.
Let me
Get out
make
there
sure
and
we
vote.
start this
November.
Whatever
Y'all
it
vote for
is.
whoever these two crazies they got in office coming. And
If you want to write in Calvin Hill, you can go ahead right there.
I would love for you to write in Calvin Hill.
He ain't gonna win, but you can write.
Hey,
you
listen.
get like
I
200
already-
votes.
If you wrote down Calvin Hill, I already won.
I like that confidence, baby. I like that confidence.
I won.
Real quick,
like, who
man.
is this?
Real quick.
Yes.
On topic, real quick. Do your research and then research that research, because it's crazy out here as far as information. You can get a lot of it, and some of it is fabricated. Some of it is not real. Some of it is true. Do what you do for you. Make sure you do the work to make sure that you're voting for who we want to vote for. That's if you're voting, because some people I know are not voting. But either way, do your due diligence. That's all I got.
When it comes to politics, and it's going to sound unfortunate, but it's what it is in the state that we currently live in. assume everybody is lying to you. The Russians used to say, trust but verify. So assume everybody is lying to you and then go prove it true, right? Because everybody out here giving you the best version of themselves, and there might be some crumbs under the rug that, you know, might be important to you. Might not be, but you never know if you don't do the research. Research over me search, people.
In the two-party system, only the system wins. Vote for Calvin Hill.
Burn it all. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah.